Good evening to all participants of Coffee Talk 2.0 X Exchange is back. I'm Jachi, your moderator for tonight's session. Let us kickstart our event today with an opening speech from our esteemed MDSA President, Ms. Georgina George Pereira. Ms. Georgina, the virtual stage is yours. You can begin when you are ready.
Thank you, Jachi, for the introduction. Just to confirm, am I audible to everyone?
Yes, you are audible, Ms. Georgina.
Okay, great. Good evening, everyone. I'll just keep my speech a little short today. For those of you who haven't joined our coffee talk before, we actually have started this event last year as sort of like a chill session for students from different universities to come together to meet each other and create new connections. We actually previously always also discussed about themes such as clinical years, like we have students to share their experiences and to sort of prepare the preclinical students to what they can expect when they come into clinical years. But this time we're doing it something different with the theme of exchange is back. So if you guys don't know yet, IADS is slowly coming up with more exchange programs for students to join. And I think some of you have probably seen it before, which is an exchange to Egypt, Tunisia, or Portugal as well. So we actually have our friend that participated in one of this exchange program, and she's here today to sort of share with you guys her experience. And I hope that you guys can get insights on what you need to do, and you're more clear on like what you need to prepare for when you guys go for this exchange program. Nonetheless, I also hope that this would sort of inspire you guys to join this exchange program, because as dental students, like I think you guys should take the chance to join these kind of programs, because later on you won't have this chance at all. I think some of the countries actually would allow the students to work on their patients over there as well. So I wouldn't want you guys to miss this opportunity. And we also have a second session today, which is going to be talking about our local exchange officers. So we also have a few speakers today to share their experiences. So I hope they can also inspire you guys to join this position later on when they retire. And I hope by the end of this session, this very short session, that you guys will enjoy everything that we've prepared for you. And once again, I'd like to thank everyone for joining. I think there's around 100 over participants today. Thank you for the support, and I hope you guys enjoy the session today. Pass it back to you now, Jachi.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Georgina, for the inspiring speech. Do remember that today is a chill session of coffee talk. All participants are also encouraged to turn on their camera for tonight. Following that, I would also like to invite Ms. Sammy Yorpei, our International Liaison Officer of MDSA, to give her special message to all of us introducing Coffee Talk. Ms.
Thank
Sammy?
you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chachi. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the second season of Coffee Talk. I hope your coffee is ready with you, like mine at the side. Okay, so this year, Coffee Talk, it's been amazing. Planning this event and bring it back the second season, and of course we wanted to give it its own twist to it, which is why we decided to combine with exchange program. Because of the pandemic, it's been a while since we have students who have actually went on an exchange, and thankfully this year we did, and we would like her to come here to share her experience with all of you, and hopefully that would inspire you guys to be the next candidate to go on an exchange in the near time soon. And of course, like what Gina mentioned just now, we will also have a session talking about local exchange officer. So we are hoping that through this event, whoever who's interested, that you'll be happy to join us in our MDSA family as one of the local exchange officer. So local exchange officer is actually a very important role, because each university there must be a local exchange exchange officer there to guide the students. So we hope that from all the audience here, there will be a few that might be our future local exchange officer in the future. And of course, as you all know, we have a lucky draw. This time, this is actually the first time we are giving away privilege membership points. So whoever who already signed up for PM points, maybe you're lucky enough, you might win points that you can keep and redeem a reward once our AGM. And those who do not have our privilege membership, it's okay. Instead of points, you'll be getting the gifts instead. But while you still can, remember to do sign up for our privilege membership because it does come with a lot of benefits. So that's it from my side. Thank you everyone once again for joining. And then before I end my speech, I just would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who was involved in preparing and also in making this possible. I genuinely am very grateful for everyone who contributed your time and effort. So enjoy, and I'll pass it back to Jiaqi. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Sammy. You look so pretty today, and I love your energy.
Thank
So,
you.
as mentioned by Miss Sammy, we will have a lucky draw at the end of our event today. So, please do stay until the end of our event today to wait for the announcement for the 5 lucky draw winners of Coffee Talk X Exchange is back. So without further ado, let us begin with our very first session of Coffee Talk, bringing brighter smiles from abroad, my exchange experience, featuring an insightful sharing session by our Miss Jane Ong Jia Hui, a final year student in Segi University. Let's welcome Miss Jane to enlighten us on her wonderful experience in Tunisia. Miss Jane, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much, Jiaqi, our moderator for tonight. Without further ado, I shall start the session. With that, let me just mic check real quick. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, you are loud
Correct.
and clear.
Thank you so much. First of all, I would first like to welcome all of you on the Friday evening, the TGIF, your TGIF, well spent with us. Hopefully, you will get some bits and tricks about the whole session tonight, and hopefully I can inspire and impact a few words of experience from mine and to yours. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. Now, my name is Jane Ong, and as Jiaqi has introduced me, I am a final year dental student from Segi University. So today, I am not just your speaker sharing my exchange experience, but I'm also your big sis in dental school because I'm finishing it in 2 months. So I am someone who is passionate about speaking, public speaking. I'm part of an organization called Toastmasters, where we speak and learn leadership. I'm also quite interested in creating beauty and skincare videos as well as traveling. And therefore, I'm very happy to get in to my exchange journey in Tunisia with IADS. So why exchange program? Here are some introduction pictures with my experience in Tunisia with the friends here. As you can see, this place is called Monastir. It's in a little bit south from Tunisia. And for everybody's understanding, Tunisia is a country in the north of Africa, and they are just below the Mediterranean Sea where Europe is at. So you can see that they have a vast array of cultures that they acquired with Arab cultures as well as the French. So all of them combined with this beautiful place with rich culture and beautiful people there. And first of all, who doesn't love to travel the world? So why the exchange program is so important and why this sharing exists today is because as dental students, yes, we are so busy all the time. I personally can relate. However, not to forget traveling and experiencing different cultures, a wide array of foreign exchange and cultures and programs. Personally, when I was 15 years old, I had the opportunity to travel all the way to Japan for a short a month-long exchange program experience. So I knew that the moment they had this exchange program, I knew somewhere in me since year one that I wanted to be a part of it. And thank goodness that the pandemic has cleared up and IADS is back again. And the first exchange program that they launched was indeed Tunisia. To me, Tunisia was a country that I did not know anything about. I'm not sure if any one of you even know this country. Maybe some of you do. Your geography is good. But personally, I did not know anything about Tunisia at all. But I just put in the application form with Sammy. Like, thank goodness for Sammy and also my LEO Cheryl for helping me, which I will explain in the next few slides how the application process is carried out. And it's not as complicated as you think. It is quite simple with, of course, the help of our ILO and LEOs. So what I did was there was a 300 euro application fee that I transferred to Tunisia once I got the program, I got selected. But don't worry, because this is a fee that will be catered for our stay and also our breakfast, as well as the last 3 days of their program over there. So most of the fees are actually covered. And if you do the math, it's actually very, very good, and it's in turn really helps us. It's sort of like a subsidized for dental students to have this, because most of it has been sponsored, and so it's actually quite affordable, to be honest. Let me just be honest with all of you, just to break down. My flight ticket to Tunisia was not cheap. It was 2,400 ringgit. Yes, that one is self-sponsored. You have to take note on that. You have to just pay the 300 euros flight, as well as some miscellaneous fees. So what I paid was I spent about 300 ringgit over there in Tunisia. So it wasn't a very high fee, I would think. So because I checked out travel programs to, travel packages to Tunisia, and it costed about 12K with the same amount duration. So you can rest assured that the fee will definitely be subsidized and not a full fee. All right, here are some pictures that I would like to show everyone about our stay there. First of all, the weather there is so different from Malaysia. It's clear blue skies. And if anyone has been to Australia before, it's clear skies and the cold wind with sunny side. So it's a very nice and good experience there. Here are some pictures in the Ribat. It's called Ribat because it's where the soldiers were standing at during the wartime. And here is their campus in Monastir. And you can see me standing there taking some pictures. All right, so next slide. Let me introduce to you how the application process began. So in the next one, you will see how the application process, the application forms is shown. Right, let me show you. And thank goodness for us Malaysians, our passport is very, very strong, actually, very strong. So we do not need any visas. However, if you were to be apply to a country that is required visa, please give it about 3 weeks to 4 weeks, because the application process is uncertain. So for me, to Tunisia, we do not need any. So all I did was to go to my dean and ask him, like, can I go, please? Because fun fact, to everyone's knowledge, we are dental students. Of course, we'll be busy. But I actually took a week off of my clinics. So don't be disheartened. It's actually possible, and deans and lecturers actually encourage us to go, because the memories and the experience and the report that you will come back and give them will be very invaluable. So as long as you can handle it, you can handle your clinics, your quotas, everything, it will be fine. So don't be scared to ask for permission and let off that 1 week. It's okay. Yeah. So here you can see they just need your basic details with a photo, and that's what I did. Okay, without further ado, let's go on to the next one. By the way, if any one of you now relaxing here have any burning questions, please note it down. We will have a Q&A session later where I will try my best to answer all your burning questions. So don't be scared. Just remember the questions and just ask me anything. Okay, now what to prepare? If you are someone like me, I actually love packing for trips. So to me, one of the tips that I may be able to give you is to make sure what their weather is, because their weather to Tunisia is very uncertain to me. So what I did was I had these two cardigan going on. This is not a sponsor, but Uniqlo saved me, because Uniqlo has this windbreaker, a jacket that they have, which they can bundle up into a small bundle, and I carry on my backpack all the time, and it really saved me from getting sick in the weather. I have a big one, which is a windbreaker, and a bigger one, which is a puffer jacket, all scrunched into one. So that was what I brought, and that was what I needed. So if any of you go travel to a country that is very cold, or you need some sort, you can go look for something like that. Yeah. For money, I was contemplating how much to bring, but it's quite safe to bring about 1,000 ringgit. Yeah, and if your parents can give you a supplementary card, a temporary one, it would be great, because too much cash on hand is also quite dangerous for somebody who, especially me, I went over there alone on a flight, so that was something, yeah, to be aware of. Yeah, and also the luggage, what I brought was a big, those big luggages, and also a small backpack and a carry-on. Just bear in mind that if you were to go on any exchange programs, remember to ask the organizer, how will you be going from the airport to the university? Because sometimes it's not just a 20-minute drive from KLIA to UM, for example. It's sometimes like KLIA to Kedah to Ames sometimes. And for my experience, they actually brought a small car equivalent to a Myvi size. So my luggage barely fitted. So please be aware of this and ask them what kind of transportation we'll be using, because we nearly had to put it on the top of the car, like rubber banded style. So that was an interesting experience. Thank goodness we did not. Okay. So next would be what to expect. Yeah. Here, let me just share with you some pictures of what I did. This is embarrassing, but this is my room. So I actually pre-plan all my clothes before I go there with my scrubs and my lab coat and everything. I turn on the aircon to 16, and I just tried on all the clothes so that I'll be well equipped. And thank goodness I did, because the weather is actually quite cold, can be quite cold there. Yeah, especially at night when it goes down to 3-4 degrees. Here I am at the clinics. It's almost the same as here in Malaysia, where they also had good PPE, and then they had this same lecturers going around. But what I learned was the way they interacted with others, because the way they interacted was a bit different from us, whereby all of them, because all of the patients comes from different regions. So imagine KL being the center, and these patients travel all the way from Terengganu, from Kedah, from Penang. So because Monastir is the only dental school in Tunisia. So that was a very interesting thing to see, where they had to help themselves each other, because some of them don't speak the language. So I see a lot of good collaboration with them, and it's hectic. Of course, it's hectic during the days and the dental clinics, but they really worked well together, and a lot of the people there are so friendly and so nice, and they do a lot of quite complex surgeries there, which I got to see, like the sinus lift surgery, implants, and all these cyst enucleation and curettage, things like that. And the last picture on the bottom is when we went to the south, which is actually the Sahara Desert, because Tunisia, they have everything. They have the sea on the top, they have the Sahara on the bottom. So I actually managed to go down to Jaos, which is like the bottom of the Sahara, the Daos, the Sahara Desert Door. And over there, we did some community oral projects, and it was very fun, where we see the kids and course, people there are not as how would I put this, like, because they are part of Africa. However, people there are more equipped and advanced. They are not as bad as the other places in Africa, which a lot of people have this mindset, including me, because I didn't know what to expect. But people there are actually okay. They are doing great, and their currency is actually stronger than us. So yeah, all right. And next would be what to expect. What to expect is more on a mental note for anyone who's going, especially a country that you don't know. To be honest, I would challenge any of you to go to a country that you do not know, because it is a very fun and enlightening and humble experience. Because after going to this country, they are, to be honest, not as well off as Malaysia as a country. They are not as developed as Malaysia on some parts. So what you see, what you feel is worth 1,000,000,000 words up here in the memory, more than pictures that I can show you and more than videos that you can watch on YouTube. It's more than that. It's the experience that you have. For example, the first one was a campfire. Have you ever experienced a campfire in the middle of the desert at 2 degrees, where the fire is actually not just for show, but actually keeps you warm? Have you ever seen the stars at night just glimpsing through the skies directly to your eyes? It's something you would feel yourself if you go anywhere. I can tell you anywhere in the world, especially right now, they're opening up so many, like just now our President Gina has said, we have Portugal, we have Spain, we have, there's so much coming up. I think some Asian countries are also coming up. So it's worthwhile to go there. Here are some more pictures that you can see, the sunset there on the left bottom hand side. It looks like Coliseum, but it's not. It's called Elgem. But it's built by Rome, so it's a small Coliseum. Yeah, people say this is the Coliseum you go if you don't want to travel all the way to Europe. So I got to see that. It was so nice. People there ride horses for fun. So I got to ride a horse, and yeah, like being somebody who doesn't know at all how to ride a horse, they just like let me go and said, okay, just ride. But yeah, it's small experiences like that that will be unique to you, only you, when you go to other countries and all. For safety, I get that a lot. Some of my friends ask me how safe it is, and just picture that we are, if you are a committee, we are some of the most active, most happiest and generous people. So people there are also like that. The TADS team, the Tunisia Dental Association team, are just as passionate as us. And I believe that all the students from all over the countries are just as passionate, and you would not have to worry about that, because we are also protected with organization IADS. It's an international organization. So no matter where you are in the world, people will always take care of you. And I got lucky because Tunisia is also a very famous, reputable, warm hospitality country. So what I got is priceless, where I couldn't believe people are so humble and take their time to give their time to me and hang out with me and just gifted me so many memories. And the next thing that a lot of people have is what mindset to have while going there. Well, it's the same, I think, with what to expect. The mindset you have to be open. To be honest, before I left to Tunisia, I'm a final year student, right? And so, everyone here understands dentistry is not just a straight ride, it's a roller coaster. So I actually had a very hard time coping with year 5 at that time. And I just went there with an open mind, just to see, to relax, to open my mind and to learn. And what I got was just precious when I got back, because I was rejuvenated. I saw how people work. I saw how inspired they are. I saw how motivated they have limited resources, I would say, even lesser than us in comparison. But they made the most out of it. And they are so, like, the passion and the energy they give is so much that it inspires me and it humbles me. It's something that I cannot learn from the comfort that I have right now in Malaysia. So I definitely do think that this, not even a mindset to go there, but the mindset when you come back is very, very different. It will be very different. With that note, let me share some photos, what I have. The Sahara that I mentioned, this is their beach, somewhere in Monastir, and this is their faculty of dentistry. Have you ever seen people wearing layers and layers and layers of jacket on the beach? Yeah, that was my first time as well. Because in Malaysia, we are all, wearing with our swimsuits, with our bikinis, but over there it's very, very cold. So we were all wearing layers and layers and layers of clothes. So that was a fun experience. And on the next one, you can see some very nice places in the Sahara. Yeah, next please. Okay, over there we saw we were supposed to ride camels. Okay, that would have been so fun. Yeah. But and unfortunately the weather didn't apply for us too. So we rode like ATVs instead, but it was fun. And okay, so the next one I would like to remind everyone is the report. Yeah, the report is something that is important where we go there. You have to take a lot of videos and pictures, and in the end, you will be submitting it to your LEO and also ILO. Yeah. So be aware that you have to do that. Yeah, I will be doing soon. Okay, so next one. Okay, so in conclusion, after listening to this little stories, what is it about? It's everything for you. This exchange program is not only for the community or IADS, it's actually for you as a dental student, because you can only be a dental student once, right? Hopefully, yeah. So it's important that you learn if it is in your means, or you start saving up from now. I personally funded this trip myself, where I started this savings during year 1, and now I funded everything myself. So it gives out even better oomph with the experience. Yeah, because you did it yourself. So you would feel proud that, I did it. And if I can do it, maybe you can too, And here are some pictures with the Sahara, the desert. Don't be fooled, like there's sand all over me. Even when I came back to Malaysia, it's still on me. Here, note that the tax team are actually very, very generous to they hired a full camera team. So sometimes you might be invited to give an interview from their team too. So just be note of that. And of course, they hosted a party, a mafia team party. So that was very fun to be a part of. It varies differently. Everyone's experience will be different. But what I can assure is that everyone will get something out of the whole experience. And I'm here to urge everyone, and hopefully my little sharing here can inspire that little seed in you, that you too can easily apply and go to overseas. And I hope you will attempt to. And with that, here is my handle. If anyone has queries out of exchange program, you have any questions for me, because I've been there, I've been in your shoes, almost graduating, I understand everything. You can always hit me up and ask me anything, or ask all of us anything. Give MDSA a follow. You can always inquire anything that you want to. So with that note, I wish everyone a beautiful day, and back to Jiaqi, the moderator.
Thank you, Ms. Jade, for the very inspiring and detailed explanation on how you prepared before the trip and during the trip. That was like very motivating for me. And I believe that for Ms. Jane, it's really worth it to sacrifice the weeks of clinics to go on Tunisia trip. And I believe that there's many questions coming up from our students as well. So now we will open the floor for a brief question and answer session. So our team will be sharing the Slido QR code for 5 minutes here. So you may feel free to scan the QR code and chip in your questions for Miss Jane to answer regarding the exchange program, how did she prepare, or anything regarding the preparation. Please feel free to put in the chat box or scan the QR code provided. We'll address them accordingly later after 5 minutes. All right, Miss Jane, I can see there are so many questions for you today. So let us scan through some of the questions from our participants today. So first question, what was the most memorable experience throughout your journey of joining a clinical exchange program? Miss Jane?
Thank you, Jiaqi. Okay, I'll just answer that one first. What was the most memorable experience? Okay, so over there, it's mainly a clinical exchange, right? So for me, I thought I would go there and my whole day will be spent exchanging clinically, like going for to see the how to say, to assist the doctors, to assist the students there, which I did. However, that's just half of the day. So we'll start our day at 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Really hands-on and experiencing that. Personally, I didn't get to hands-on because I was posted in the oral surgery department where I assisted implants, sinus lifts, and cyst enucleation and curettage. However, my friend who was from Jordan and Slovenia, these two girls, they are not dental students. They were already housemaids. So the doctors actually let them extract teeth, and they actually got to extract some teeth and did a filling, I think. So that was really, really fun of them to have that. So that was my most memorable experience, was honestly the friendship there, because the people there were so warm that we had a lot of activities. My top two favorites were traveling to the south, where we got to see the actual sand blowing your face. And the second thing was Tunisia had this Olympic practice with guns, like gun shooting. And I don't think I've never experienced that in Malaysia. So I actually got to hold like a real gun and trying it. So that was like a cool, memorable experience for me. Yeah. Thanks for this question.
Okay, thank you, Jane, for bringing through us a few minutes in the trip through Tunisia. And I have a question for you as well. Was it through your colleagues you met there that took you to explore all these outside activities, or did you have a trip advisor around Tunisia that brings you around?
Oh, that's a very fantastic question, Jiaqi. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. So it's actually both. Over there are some seniors whom we met there, and they took us for lunch. They took us out for lunch, for dinner. However, they have a team like us. They have a team, a recreational team, where they made these activities themselves. So they had these activities really planned out for us. For example, picnic at the beach, going for the gun shooting range practice. We went for the south the last day, and during then we went to a lot of things. We visited some monuments, historical monuments. All of these were part of the program at that day set. But we also had 1 or 2 free days, which there were only 3 of us who came from not the local part. They had local students as well, and international students. We had 3 of us. So we 3 would go out and explore the place. Yeah, so that was the experience.
That was really adventurous of your trip, I can hear that. And I do have a question, seeing that you are so confident as a dental student across the country, at a foreign country, how do you build up the courage to meet your new friends during the clinical exchange program at Tunisia?
Thank you for this question. To be honest, personally, I'm somebody, if our team knows me, I think quite adventurous and quite sociable and quite friendly in knowing people, because I just love meeting and sharing, the experience, the energies from all of you. So I hope that you can also bring that same mindset. Whether you are an introvert, extrovert, it doesn't matter. All you have to have is like that energy to share and learn, especially to people out of the country. Especially as long as you're out of the country, you are special to them, and they are also somebody whom you can learn from. So as long as you bring yourself to the table, sometimes just go to people and introduce yourself, like, hi, I'm Jay, I'm from Malaysia. Yeah, what's your favorite food in your country? Please share with me some. They are very glad to to have that exchange. Yeah, but in all nervousness, if you are very nervous, you don't know what to do, you just smile, don't say hi, just say hello. Yeah, hi, hello, ask them questions that you have, and I'm pretty sure that will be you'll be fine, you will be okay.
Okay, I'm also curious that did you experience any language barriers when you were in Tunisia, Miss Jane?
Oh, you guys have really fantastic questions. Yeah, the language barrier, I'm very, very lucky, and I'm so thankful for this day that they speak English. Okay, not all of them speak English. Their primary language was French, Tunisian, which is a bit of Arab mixed French, because they are legit like rojak campur of these two cultures. So their language is the Arab language is that the Arabians, they can understand. Tunisians can understand people who speak Arab, but Arabians cannot understand them. Yes, but luckily they can speak English, so thank goodness for that. Otherwise, it will be a bit, yeah, it would have been a little bit difficult. But prior to that, they already announced that they can speak English. So that's why, like, okay, I applied for it and wasn't so worried. Otherwise, Google Translate, we try over there. I do learn some of their words as well. Like I learn, their little slang like "wala," like happy, like "wala" or something. And also, they can use French, so I learned a bit of the languages over there, so it's not a big issue. Yes.
That was a really interesting experience, getting to explore all the culture and different language, gathering around different country friends. And I would also have a question from the participants as well. Being there for a week, how did you manage to go for clinical session that you have missed and also travel around?
Okay. So let me give everyone like a little bit of a clear mindset about their location. So over here is like the capital, Tunisia, and we traveled 3 hours from here down towards Monastir, and everything is in Monastir. Monastir is like a very cute town. They call it the little student town because they have dentistry there, they have medical there, they have pharmacy there. So all of these three highly stressful places, all in highly stressful courses, all in Monastir, this small little place. So over there, we were just going around in Monastir itself. Yes, everything is there. We have the sports there, there's a marina there, there are activities there. We also went to this bath called Hammam. I think some of you might know. It's like a place where the lady would scrub you with a good soap or something, and then you just let them like scrub your skin, and then it's very heated. It's like a sauna sort of thing. Everything is there. Like even the historical monuments are all there. So we were just there. Just imagine maybe like a bit like Penang sort of thing, like Penang Island, like the whole island is their place. And we were just traveling around over there. They would bring us with a car. Sometimes we walk. Yeah, so we were thankful that that's how we travel around.
Okay, thank you, Miss Jane, for answering all the questions. And if you guys still have questions for Miss Jane, for sure, you can still. I'm sure that Miss Jane will welcome all of you to follow her on Instagram at Jane_Ongjiahui, to DM her or see her pictures of her posting in Tunisia. Okay, thank you, Miss Jane, for the wonderful presentation just now. And coming up next, we will move to our second session today. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So moving forward, we have an exciting session featuring a panel of exceptional leaders entitled My Impact as a Local Exchange Officers. It's a sharing session with with a few selected local exchange officers, including Ms. Tan Kai Lee from IMU, Mr. Dan Zheng Yuan from MUCM, and Ms. Cheryl from Segi University. Our very own Mr. Daniel, who is also the treasurer of MDSA, will be moderating this interactive discussion. Without further ado, let us welcome our amazing LEOs and Mr. Daniel to share their experiences as my impact as a local exchange officer. So, Mr. Daniel, are you there?
Hi.
Okay.
Okay, just want to check. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, you are clear, and yeah, you're clear, Mr. Daniel.
Thank you so much, Jachi, for the introduction, and welcome everybody to our second session for the night. Like Jachi mentioned, my name is Daniel, and I'll be the moderator for today's session. I hope everyone is ready to gain some insight into what it's like being an LEO for MDSA. So without further ado, I think it'd be best to get some of our LEOs to start off this forum by introducing themselves. So we've got three of our lovely LEOs today here, Cheryl, Kylie, and Zhengyuan. So we'd like to start with Kylie. Would you like to just introduce yourself?
Hi, yeah, sure. Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Okay, so I'm Kylie Tan. I'm currently in my third year and I'm the local exchange officer from IMU. So a bit about myself, aside from people telling me that I look older than I actually am, many people also tell me I look cold when they first meet me, but I'm actually not. Malaysia is so hot, how to be cold, right? But jokes aside, what I'm trying to say is to students from IMU, just feel free to approach me if you have any doubts about exchange programs or even how it's like being a local exchange officer. That is, if you're interested in becoming one. Plus, I reply quite fast when it's work related also. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kylie, for the introduction. Next, Zhengyuan, would you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, hello. Am I visible? Am I audible?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah, okay. Hi, guys. I'm Zeng Yuan from Manipal. I'm a local exchange officer of MUCM. Currently a fourth-year dental student in Manipal. And a bit of myself is I'm quite interested in the field of aesthetic dentistries. And I'm an easygoing and also friendly person. That's why I like to socialize and make more new friends. And this is one of the main reasons I joined MDSA. And also, I would like to thank you, Sammy, for giving me this chance to be a speaker of Coffee Talk today, to share my experience about being as an Leo. And also, I would like to thank you, my Manipal students who joining these Coffee Talk sessions today. Yeah, that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Zhengyuan. Last but not least, I'd like to introduce Cheryl. So would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone. I think you can see me and hear me, right?
Yeah.
So thanks for joining today's coffee talk. My name is Tan Cheryl. Yeah, the last one of the Tan trio. You can just call me Cheryl. I get that my name, the spelling might look kind of fancy and stuff lah, and it's quite hard to pronounce, but please don't call me cereal, the one that you take for your breakfast, okay? So jokes aside, I'm from Segi University. I'm the LEO of Segi and I'm currently in year 2. So also just to share a bit more about myself, I'm not just the local exchange officer, but also your local, very typical K-pop and anime lover. So my favorite group is having a comeback today, so I'm like very happy today. So anyways, back to the topic. I'm really honored to be one of the speakers today, and I hope that we'll have a really fun and beneficial sharing session today. Okay, back to Daniel. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. So the main topic for our forum today is what exactly is an LEO and some of the things that they do. So I assume that most people that join MDSA, LEOs are maybe not as spoken about and people don't know exactly what they do, right? So a general question out to all our LEO speakers today. Could you share some of the experiences that you guys have gotten to try, anything new that you've gotten to see while being in MDSA this year as an LEO? So maybe we'll start with Cheryl.
I would just like to say that my overall experience as an LEO before I speak on other stuff, like I said, I would say that my experience is sort of like quite a busy one, but it's also a really meaningful one for me. So I just want to highlight that one of my major new experience as an LEO is running the Exchange is Back workshop from my uni, because all of us LEOs, we need to like run this workshop and introduce like what is exchange program was about and so on, because the pandemic strikes and all the activity stops. So luckily the IDS managed to start bringing back all this, and we had this workshop So for me, this exchange is back workshop was a really nerve-wracking experience for me because like even though this workshop was an online event and the materials of the workshop were prepared for us, so very big thanks to Sammy, Jiaqi, and also all the committees for preparing the stuff. But as the presenter, right, you yourself, you need to prepare like what you need to say and stuff. So it was a whole new experience for me. So after experiencing this exchange is back workshop, handling this workshop, um, I no longer freak out during my class presentations. Yeah, I was like so chill nowadays. And also like being an LEO also gave me the opportunity to really improve my soft skills in terms of like my speaking skills, my presentation skills, which are really useful for me. Yeah, I would say that. So overall, the experience is it's a great experience as an LEO.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. So just touch on something that you said. You said that you had a lot of fun doing exchanges back. It was nerve-wracking and things like that, right? I
Yeah.
hope that most people in this Zoom call as well have gone to your local uni's exchanges back programs, so you know exactly what they're talking about. But I think some of the experiences that you've also spoken about can be shared by some of our other speakers as well. So maybe Kylie, could you tell us more about some of the experiences that you've had throughout the tenure?
Yes, sure. So, if you don't already know, so we as LEOs would also share messages that are sent by MDSA to our university students. So basically like keep them posted whenever there's an exchange program going on, or like this coffee talk as well, this coffee talk event. So yeah, just keep our students updated at all times. And I also conducted the Exchange is Back workshop. In my experience, I felt like it was pretty chill and fun because we had Sammy and Jiaqi, my amazing bosses who provided us with very clear instructions. So, and they also replied my questions pretty quickly. So I felt that everything went smoothly. And for the sharing of messages, I also felt like that was quite simple. So I think that's a general idea on my experience as a local exchange officer. So it was pretty fun, pretty fun.
Thanks. So I think like the common denominator we're getting from all these answers is that Sammy and Jachi are amazing and they do very good work. So like maybe Jingyuan, would you mind sharing some of your experiences from the year?
Yeah, sure. Shout out to Sammy and Jiaqi for helping us a lot. Yeah, and add to what Kylie said just now, actually a lot of people don't know what is Leo. And Leo is actually also known as local exchange officers, which we were quite unfamiliar of these terms, where actually Leo, it's like a representative of their own uni, where each uni with one Leo, where we work hand to hand with the international license and public relations officers of MDSA, which is Jiaqi and Sammy. And yeah, this is a bit about Leo lah. So for my personal experience as a Leo during this tenure is that I can say it's a fruitful experience because this was the first time I'm organizing and hosting my own workshop, which is the Exchange Back workshop. And I kind of gained a lot of experience in organizing these workshops. And during this workshop, it's actually I introduced ideas to my students, and in order to have their exposure on these clinical exchange programs, as we know that because of COVID, this clinical exchange program have stopped for quite a numbers of years, and we decided to bring it back, the exchange programs this year lah. So that's why we have this Exchange is Back program to our students. And in this workshop, I have also shared about the MDSA events where my students can join or the BDS students can join. Other than that, is that yeah, I felt grateful and honorable to have this opportunity to become one of the Leo of MUCM. And other than that, I guess most of us know that Leo is like always sharing messages about MDSA. Actually, this type of message is quite important as it helps to liaise the BDS students with MDSA events, so they can be aware of what other events are upcoming, and they can join and explore new events. Yeah, that's from my side. Thank you.
Thanks. That's a good point you brought up. So any messages your Leo self sent to you all, please pay attention, okay? It's quite important most of the time. Okay, actually, I would like to touch on something that you said, Zangan. You were mentioning that you like to do a lot of the, you were organizing the workshop, right? Something that Cheryl said earlier was that she felt it was nerve-wracking and that she got better at like presenting because of the workshop. Do you feel like this also helped you in a way or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. Especially in organizing, hosting workshops. Like previously, I doesn't have this type of experience before, so this was my first time, and I kind of know the flow of the workshops, like how to organize, how to prepare on all those stuff lah. Yeah.
I see. Okay, that's good. That's good. So, thank you so much for all of you sharing. So maybe we'd like to move on to something we spoke about earlier, what exactly is an LEO? So, Kylie, is there maybe some specific advice you would give somebody that is considering to become an LEO for next year?
Okay, that's an interesting question. So if you think you're someone who likes working and communicating with people, then I think you can try this role out. Or if you're also maybe passionate in exchange programs, maybe you've heard or participated in exchange programs in the past like Jane, then you can try taking out this role as well. And if you're wondering about the workload, like I said, don't worry, it is manageable because you have your liaison officers who will tell you exactly what to do. And besides that, you also have 12 other local exchange officers from different dental universities who will be going through the same thing as you. So you're not alone. So my advice would be to just be on the lookout for new updates given by the liaison officers, and you don't have to always be on your phone, but just make sure you read your messages. And yeah, just come try, never know, right?
That's some good advice actually. So I think you said earlier that maybe something an LEO or some responsibilities that an LEO has to do, or what they should consider before becoming one, is if they're interested in joining international events or like liaising between international events, right? So maybe is it sort of a motivation that you felt to become an LEO? Is that something specific? Cheryl, maybe you could help us answer that. Was doing things as a local exchange officer to get involved in international events something that helped motivate you, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. That's part of the like motivation for me to continue to work hard as an LEO. But the initial one that really get me to involve myself as an LEO and get involved with all these international exchange program is the thought of really want to try and step out of my comfort zone. Because like all this while, I think that I was really only involved in my own uni's dental association, and that really just confined to the people within my own faculty. So after that, like I sort of like want to try to go beyond my own uni's dental club, and also I got curious like how because associations like MDSA operates, because you know, right, they have a lot of different departments, different committees working together to bring out lots of amazing events. So that was the initial motivation for me to take up this post, and quite lucky for me because I got the chance to become the LEO of SEGI by from my senior Akila. She was our dental club president, so I'm really thankful to her for that opportunity. But really at first I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to take up this post either, because for one thing for sure, this post, they have a really fancy name, don't you think so? I was like, wow, local exchange officer. Sounds like a great responsibility. But okay yes, the responsibility is there, but just as what Kylie said, the workload is not that much, and it's not as stressful as you think. So don't worry, just come and try out and become the new and the next LEO, no problem. And then another motivation, I would say, another inspiration and motivation, I would say that I thought it was also a great chance to meet and interact with other dental students, not just in Malaysia or maybe like in the future where they have like international events, then you can like get to know with dental students from other countries as well. So yeah, that's also really good motivation for me. And then yeah, so I would say that it was a really great experience for me lah, because not only get to meet new friends like the LEOs from other unis, but also the committees of MDSA, and I also get to learn a lot more about exchange programs, about ideas, about MDSAs, and of course experiencing new things that I never imagined myself doing so. By that I mean the Exchange is Back workshop that I've mentioned just now, and also today's coffee talk. Yeah, as being the speaker of the coffee talk. So all these new experience and constantly learning all the new things are my motivation to continue to do my best as an LEO. And just to take this opportunity once again, that I'm really grateful because us LEOs, we receive a lot of help from Sammy, from Jiaqi, and me myself, I also took a lot of advice and help from my uni rep. So I would like to say a big thank you for them, also for encouraging me and motivating me throughout my journey as an LEO. Yeah, that's all.
That was an amazing answer, actually. But I think we picked on at something there where you mentioned that I think, in my opinion, a common misconception about like MDSA and like LEOs and things like that is that you need to be extroverted. You need to be ready to put yourself out there, right? Do you think that in this position you found yourself having to go out of your comfort zone by talking to many people, or is it like a good segue or midpoint for being an introvert and an extrovert at the same time? You know?
For me, it's like because I'm a full-on introvert. So that moment when I take up this post and whoa, not a lot of new things to do, or you need to speak to new people and stuff. Yeah, that was like really a whole new experience for me. Yeah.
That's good to know. But Kylie and Zhengyan as well, like you guys seem like extroverts. So like I'm not sure if this question applies to you as much, but like what do you think? Has this really like affected you guys is to get out of your comfort zone, things like that? Either one of you can answer. So maybe Zhengyan, do you want to answer first?
Yeah, sure. So for me, I'm not actually an extrovert person. I'm like in the middle of extrovert introvert. So I'm ambivert person. So joining this office, taking up this officer role, I can say it bring out the extrovert part of me more sometimes. Like I get to make more new friends, interact with other Leos from other unis. Yeah, actually it's quite the fruitful experience, I can say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to know. Kylie, any insight into this?
I'd say I can also do both, like but generally I think, like Cheryl said earlier, it's a good like opportunity to practice speaking and just interacting with a lot of people. So I feel like it's pretty okay.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah. So I think like Cheryl said earlier as well, how she got to do many events this year apart from just exchange, and how Zhengyan, you were mentioning that you get to talk to a lot of local exchange officers, things like that, right? Have there been any other events apart from the exchange programs that you've been involved in this year?
Yeah, so apart from the exchange events I've been to, I've actually joined a few other events organized by MDSA, which is the Coffee Talk 1.0 last year, and DAS, and also SNAP. So Coffee Talk 1.0 is actually similar with the Coffee Talk 2.0, which is actually casual events where we get to socialize one another of different dental students. And for DAS, as many of us don't know what is DAS actually is. DAS is like a dental undergraduate survival kits where every year MDSA will organize this event where it helps dental students to like have a view of what they are doing in the future. Like for examples, like one of the tenant actually organized DAS 4.0, where it talks about dental career, and one of the tenant is also organized DAS, where it talks about dental act, the new dental acts, where many of us are aware of. And yeah, actually every year MDSA will organize DAS where it's quite informative and it's helpful for the dental students. So if you guys are free, feel free to sign up. And other than DAS, I've actually signed up for Snap last time, a few years back. Snap is actually like a online photography competitions where we upload our pictures and compete with one another. So during the year, actually I signed up for this Snap during the COVID years. So mainly we can only like secretly take photos and upload into the MDSA websites and compete. So the team on that year was COVID Smile. So fortunately, I got 7th place for the competitions, and yeah. So do keep aware of those events which are organized by MDSA, and feel free to join, or maybe you guys can give it a try by joining the community next tenure, as I know that the next tenure is coming soon so please beware of the signing up. Yeah, that's all from my side.
Cool. Thank you so much. Yeah, like Zingyan said as well, our new tenure will be starting later this year. So if you guys do want to join and have been inspired by today's forums and whatever Jane's spoken about as well, please feel free to join. We'll be very happy to take anybody. So I think touching on some of the things that Zingyan said as well, apart from just these other subsidiary MDSA events, if we were to dive deeper into like just exchange programs, do you guys have any input on what specific material you guys, maybe material and just like support in general, you can provide to your students who are going for these exchange programs and who are like maybe interested to apply like Jane? So maybe I'll open the floor to maybe Cheryl. Would you like to answer that?
Yeah. Since we have Jane from our uni that went for the exchange program, like right. So at first, the very first introduction was the Exchange is Back workshop, because we do like other than just promoting and saying, oh, this exchange program got all these fun and exciting packages and so on. Yeah, but we also got like teach them on how, because they need to apply the exchange program, not just the Tunisia one, but also the future ones by IADS on their own exchange portal online. So we have like a short tutorial during the workshop to like teach them and guide them how they can sign up for the accounts, and how after their account got approval, they can sort of like navigate themselves through the website and just check out the details for the exchange programs that they are interested in, and they can prepare accordingly. So for me, what I assist Jane was that I sort of like send her the exchange application form where she need to like put in everything, put in her details and stuff. Then I also give her a checklist of the documents she need to prepare for the exchange program. Then once she prepared everything, I will like go through it and make sure she has all of the documents needed prepared, and it's all filled in properly and stuff. Then after that, I will just send to my boss, Sammy, and once she gave me the green light, so I helped Jane to directly contact with the National Exchange Officer of Tunisia. So from there, I contact with her if Jane has any questions for them. So I also directed the question to them. So yeah, that's how I help her with her application process for the exchange program. I'm really glad that she got to go for this exchange program. I can see she had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think from her message in the chat as well, she's very grateful for all the help you gave her. So I think we're lucky enough that we have somebody who is in here that has specifically been able to help somebody go overseas as well. And now you know exactly what to expect from your LEOs for the upcoming events as well, because we've got 2 more exchange programs coming up. So maybe since we are short on time, maybe we'll just do one more question to try and like give you a wider range on what an LEO is like. So what are like maybe some of the challenges or difficulties you've faced this year? Because we've spoken about all the good things, but we can't just give a one-sided picture to everybody. So maybe Zhengyuan, you mind helping us? What are some of the difficulties you may have faced this year? Zhengyuan?
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
Yeah, the difficulties of being an officer is that sometimes our message are not delivered directly, and some of our students are not receiving the message. So it's quite hard for us to like to share the exchange programs, to share our events, our upcoming events. So I hope that in the future tenure I could have more more resources, more initiative in sharing the events. And other than that, like yeah, that's it. I think that's it I can think of.
That's a good
mainly
positive mindset.
yeah. There's no any major difficulties in Leos lah. Yeah. We will just sort it out. Any problems we just sort it out.
Okay, that's good.
So don't worry to sign up for the upcoming tenure as a Leo. Yeah.
I think guys trying to get you a join already, guys. So pay attention, okay? So Kylie, are there some of the difficulties that you have faced over this tenure?
Similar to what Zhengyuan has said actually. But like for workload itself, like the stuff that we need to do, I'd say actually not much, but perhaps it's like more on the side of gathering participants, like gathering people who are active and who are willing to actively participate. I think that would be the biggest challenge as an LEO.
Okay, I see. So gotta keep it fair across the board. Cheryl, any difficulties that you have faced this year?
I would say that the difficulty wasn't that high lah, because it's quite easy actually. The only challenge I would say is like sometimes when they ask you questions, and even though you've go through everything that you receive, the materials and all the stuff, but you still cannot answer the question. But no worries, because it's okay to have something like that, right? So whenever I have all those when I receive all those questions, or me myself, I need clarifications, I will just compile them into a really, really long list. I've sent Sammy a really, really long list of questions. Then she will give me the clarifications. So that's like the only kind of tough time as an LEO, but other than that, it was really manageable. So no worries, you won't get lost, you won't get too busy with this. So yeah, just come and apply for the position.
Nice. Okay, that's some good life as well, life advice as well. You don't need to know the answers to all the questions. Just be ready to ask about them. Okay, so thank you so much everybody for sharing today. I hope everybody as well in the meeting has been able to gain some insight into what an LEO's life is like. So hopefully next year we get a lot more applicants from every uni. So this will be fun. We'd like to say thank you again to all of our speakers, Kylie, Zhengyuan, and Cheryl. Thank you so much for all the input you've had. I'll pass it back to Jiaqi now.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Daniel and Miss Kylie, Miss Tan Cheryl, and Mr. Zheng Yuan. I'm really glad that my LEOs are actually enjoying it while working with me and Sammy. I believe that Sammy is solving in joy right now listening to all this. And next on agenda, we have a very important announcement. Of course, according to Daniel, we are starting to recruiting new local exchange officers for the next tenure. Our local exchange officers election is actually starting already, and it will resume until the 10th of June. As you can see from the poster, the application period is from 10th of of May to 10th of June, so you can still apply it through the message that Calvin is sending in our WhatsApp group right now. You may check the WhatsApp group of our Coffee Talk. If you are interested in applying, just fill out the form and we will have an online interview during the 19th of June until the 23rd of June, between that period. So don't worry, it's online and all of you can join like very easily. Okay, going on next, I will talk about the benefits. As mentioned a lot of time by Kylie, Cheryl, Zhengyuan, you get to work with a lot of dental professionals and students all over the world, especially like when Cheryl is working for Jane to apply for the Tunisia exchange program. She get to communicate with the National Exchange Officer of Tunisia. It's a very different experience compared to working in your uni association. You get to meet people from different countries as well. You get to develop leadership and communication skills because, as Zhengyuan mentioned, you will be involved in organizing workshop for your students, in guiding them to like how to apply for an exchange program. You'll get to experience different cultures and broaden your understanding of the global dental community, especially when we keep emphasizing IADS, which is the International Association of Dental Students. So for your information, the clinical exchange program that we always send and promote to our students are organized under the International Association of Dental Students. So talking more detail about the job scope of a LEO or local exchange officer, you'll be the person in charge in your university. So there will be one representative from each university, from all the 13 universities for the clinical exchange students. You will be mainly in charge of the welfare of foreign students and your own local students. For foreign students, as in if your university is interested in hosting a bilateral exchange or students from the other country are coming to our university, you'll be in charge of their welfare, including their transportation, accommodation, meals, and activities within campus. You are like a middle person communicating between the students and us, working with the international liaison officers like Sammy and me. And in terms of local students, the local exchange officers like Kylie have mentioned, we always promote it to the students, sending and blasting message and seeing them. They are quite passionate at their job, but it's a really tough challenge for them when students are not responding and like ignoring. So guys, don't ignore your LEO's message, and even though you're not interested, just react alike. Let them know you're acknowledging that they are sending this message and events that promoted to you. And as a local exchange officer, you also assist and facilitate local students in their application for clinical exchange. And this is very well mentioned by Miss Cheryl. She was very happy helping Jane to go through the application process applying to Tunisia. So going on next, I would like to talk about who is eligible to apply for this position. To apply for a local exchange officer position, the only requirement is you are in year 1 to year 4 dental students of Malaysia. No matter if you are in clinical or non-clinical years, you are all welcome to apply for it. If you are passionate enough, like all our local exchange officers here, and willing to learn, even though you have zero experience, we do have workshop with the local exchange officers, teaching them from zero to all. And no worries, even though we keep mentioning clinical exchange program, but you are acting like a middle person communicating. So non-preclinical students are also welcome to apply for this position, as Cheryl is also from not a preclinical students as well. So how do you apply for this? It's easy. Check your WhatsApp group right now. There will be a more promotional message for LEO election. Just fill in a Google form with your personal details, and there will be questions to answer. It's very easy peasy, no problem, and you will wait for the confirmation email from MDSA for your interview later. So I hope all of you, after listening to Kylie, Cheryl, and Jillian sharing session, you'll get inspired to continue their legacy in being the local exchange officers in their university. And do feel free to to contact us or your local exchange officers for any doubts if you are interested in applying for this position. If you can't reach your local exchange officers, you may also contact me, Jiaqi, and our international license officer, Miss Sammy. Okay. Next. Okay, that's all about the LEO recruitment announcement. Okay, moving on. We will have a final round for questions and answers. There will be 2 QR codes on the screen, you can see there. The QR code on the left is for the Slido questions. If you have any questions regarding local exchange officers, please feel free to send your questions in the QR code of Q&A session. At the same time, if you do not have any questions, all participants are required to fill in feedback form. As this feedback form will, after you fill in, you will be awarded with the free 10 privilege member points as well. So do fill in the feedback form and chip in your question in the Q&A session QR code. We will display it for 5 minutes and you may take a coffee break. To all the participants, we do have some technical errors in our feedback form, so do feel free to fill in the Q&A session form, but hold on the feedback form first. Let me repeat, please hold on the feedback form first, and as we have some technical issues right here. Thank you for your cooperation.
We all move to the beat of our playlists a little differently. And with millions of songs to discover on Spotify Premium, it's good to know you can listen without hearing ads. Just queue up your songs and get in your zone. Upgrade to Premium and listen your way. Tap the banner to learn more.
Dear participants, you may fill in the feedback form as it is important for us to know your opinion regarding the event, and you will be awarded 10 free privilege member points for filling in the feedback form showing that you have attended Coffee Talk. So thank you for filling in your questions. I will pass the floor to Daniel to resume on our Coffee Talk after our coffee break. Here you go, Daniel. Are you there?
Yep. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, Daniel.
Okay. Thank you so much for all the questions that came in. I hope all of our speakers are ready to answer some from our audience. So I think something that's quite important is studying, obviously. So how exactly the three of y'all have managed to balance your academics with the responsibilities put on you as an LEO? Maybe Kylie, would you like to answer this first?
Yeah, sure. Like I mentioned earlier, our responsibilities, at least for me, I felt that was very manageable. It's not something where we have to work all year round, every day. It's more of like when there's an event, then you kind of just prepare for that. So in terms of how I manage and balance, I feel like I personally just plan out my schedule ahead of time, so I wouldn't rush for any of my assignments, studies, and work, whatever. So yeah, it was okay.
Nice. Okay, I assume like everybody has different ways of managing themselves, right? So maybe Jingyuan, do you mind telling us how you may have managed to balance yourself this year?
So for me, I think time management is very important to balance your academics and the responsibilities. So for me, I would like to like plan ahead what's going on in this month itself. So I'll write down in my calendar what's going on, so I can have slightly have a balance on academics and also responsibilities. And nevertheless, the responsibilities from Leo is not that heavy also. Unless there's an upcoming events for example, like the exchange is back workshops, you have to plan for it. But I can say it's still manageable, as we know, as we got help from Jachi and also Sammy. Yeah, so I guess still can be balanced. Yeah, that's from my side.
Okay. I see. Okay, so we've got two very organized answers already. Cheryl, do you have something that's like maybe a bit different to what we said, or are you also just as organized as them?
For me, I don't plan so much ahead like Zheng Yan. For me, I just if I know like, oh, I have to share the message, but I'm busy at that moment, maybe I can just note it down on my phone. I have the to-do list, so I can check up every time. So I usually use all those teeny bits of time between lectures, between labs, and even after lunch to share the message and read through them before I share, just in case I get any questions regarding any of the events. Then yeah, and if we are preparing for the events, like both of them say we need to do some preparations like for the workshop. So that one I would like plan maybe like one day I just take out maybe 1 or 2 hours to plan for the prepare myself for the events, but at the same time also do my revisions and so on. Because that time during the workshop for exchange is back, it was quite a hectic for me because it was quite near to my own uni's exam. But it's okay. We managed to do it well. So yeah.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Time maximization, I like it. Okay, so for the next question that has been given to us, from your experience as an LEO, would you join to become one of the committees of MDSA in the future? This is the golden question, isn't it? So, is anybody like to take this off? Georginia's listening, so just careful. No, I'm joking. But answer honestly. Maybe Kylie, would you like to start?
Yeah, sure. From my experience, I think, okay, so previously I didn't take part in the MBSA committee. So I didn't really know what happens in the committee. But I feel like after I joined as an LEO, it kind of gave me an insight of what MDSA is kind of about. So I can say it did spark some interest in me lah, and I would consider to become one of the committee members in the future. Yeah, I would.
Nice and safe answer. Yes. Do you share the same sentiment?
For me, actually, I've been in the committees before. I think it's last tenure, yeah, under Tony's. So from that experience, I can say it's a good experience. I would like encourage other dental students who haven't tried before can give it a try to apply for the committees. Yeah, for now, I guess I'll give this opportunity to other dental students to apply for it. So I'm cool for it now. Yeah.
Nice. Very noble. Cheryl, last but not least.
For me, I think it's okay lah. I can it's okay. Actually, after becoming the LEO, yeah, like what Kylie said, we got to learn more about how MDSA operates. Then I think yeah, it's really good. It's a good experience, which is why I take up the uni rep for the next tenure. So I'm the next uni rep for my uni. So yeah, kind of like yeah.
Congrats. So those are good. There's some good answers too. I hope the audience as well appreciate the answers that you've given. So moving on, what another question that came in was, what makes you interested in becoming an LEO for your university? Like Zengyan mentioned earlier, he was already a committee member last year. So has that played into why you've chosen to become an LEO this year?
I guess you are right. I can say so, because like I would like to try different departments. Like Leo is one of the departments lah. So previously I've joined the events and planning departments as an subcom. So this year I would like to try something new, which is Leo. So yeah, I'll give it a try, and it turns out to be good.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. I think Cheryl answered earlier as well about some of her motivations to become an LEO, right? But we didn't get to hear from Kylie. So what exactly made you interested in becoming an LEO for your university?
Okay, so I joined Coffee Talk, the first Coffee Talk as well, like the third session of it, to replace the previous LEO lah. And I think from there I got to see what an LEO did, at least like a part of it. So I think that made me a bit interested in becoming the next LEO.
Okay, I see. So you were inspired by seniors basically. That's also quite good, I think. It's like, it's a good thing for everybody here as well. So you can look at what they're doing and hopefully want to join next year as well, right? So maybe we'll just refresh on what Cheryl said earlier as well. So Cheryl, I know it's similar to what you already answered, but what made you interested in becoming an LEO for your university?
Yeah, to sum it up again is to, of course, the feeling of really wanting to try something. Yeah, that's I think is the like biggest thing that made me interested to become the LEO, and also of course want to like interact with more dental students outside of my uni. And the last one is to like learn more about exchange programs, about IDS, about MDSA, which is why all of this made me inspired to become the next LEO.
That's good. That's good. I think all three of your reasons for becoming an LEO was to put yourself out there in shorter terms, which is a very good reason. I think you guys need to be applauded for doing that. So big up. So moving on to our next question, which I also think is a nerve-wracking thing that maybe you guys have gone through, which was the election process to become an LEO. So maybe we could get a point of view from everybody as what was the election process for each of y'all. So maybe we start with Zengyan.
So I guess the election process for the next tenure will be like you have to sign up. First you have to fill in the Google Docs regarding the elections, and after that they will shortlisted a few students. Then they will call you up for interviews. But during our tenure, I guess it's because of COVID. That's why we don't get the chance to have these interview sessions. So by that time, we just like apply and we got selected for it. Yeah, maybe that's one of the reasons COVID stopped us from a lot of interesting stuff.
I see.
Yeah.
Is it the same thing for Cheryl and Kylie as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Same. Okay. Cheryl, for you as well. You didn't have to go train people.
Yeah, mine is like our seniors, they would like sort of come out with a few candidates, then they just choose from it lah. So I got quite lucky that I got selected. Then they be like, oh, do you want to like become the next LEO? Then I was like, yeah, sure.
Nice. Okay. But I think that for the next elections, you guys will be present during the interview process. So is there any insight that maybe you can give to potential people who may want to apply and will have to go through this selection process? Because I assume this question is coming from somebody who actually wants to do it. So maybe anybody that wants to answer this is fine. Maybe Zhongyan? Any advice you could give them?
Advice I can say, maybe before the interviews, can look up to the MDSA websites about roughly know what MDSA is about, and during the interview maybe share about your previous like handling problems, previous experience lah. So maybe you can share about your strength, your weakness, and all those stuff to impress the interviewer, and also don't afraid to speak it up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good advice. Be brave, okay, guys. Kylie, do you have any advice maybe you'd want to give for somebody going through the election process soon?
Soon, yes. I think now we have 13 LEOs, right? They're all there to answer your questions. So if you're unsure about maybe the workload, the job scope, you can always feel free to reach out to your LEO first. And then I guess, just answer how you feel at that moment during the interview. I think you'll be good to go.
That's good. That's good. So Cheryl, maybe you can give us some insight. I know somebody mentioned that you were preclinical, right? So is there something from your insight that's different from everybody else here?
For the interview, actually, it's like what Zheng Yuan say, like just to add on a bit, is like other than just to know more about MDSA, you can also like go to IDS Instagram and see check out especially the exchange program. So like if they ask you any questions that is related to like if you know about if there's exchange programs and stuff, then you can answer it. So I think that is quite helpful for the interview itself. And then I would say that even if you're a preclinical student like me, it's okay. You can just come because there's nothing like oh, you need to be a clinical student to become an LEO. No, there's nothing like that. And yeah, you get to, because everyone starts from zero from here, so you don't need to worry like, oh, I don't know much because I haven't entered into the clinic and stuff. So I would just say that don't think so much. Just come and just try out for the position. Just be yourself during the interview. And I would say that the interview is not like a scary session. We won't bite you or anything. So yeah, just come. We are friendly.
Nice. Okay. She's very open arms. I like it. So another question that we got from our audience members was that is there anything out of your expectations in this role? So is there anything that caught you guys by surprise maybe at the start of the year? Maybe we start with Kylie. Didn't give you much time to think about it, sorry. But
I need to think about it because I feel like there wasn't much. Was there any? Personally, I feel like there was nothing out of my expectations. It's like everything was briefed to us beforehand very well. So yeah, nothing much from me. Sorry.
it's okay, don't worry about it. It's a good answer. It shows that you will be very well prepared in your role next year as well if you choose to join. So Yan, maybe do you have anything that was out of expectations, took you by surprise maybe?
I can say, to be honest, organizing and workshop, it's not part of my expectation in this role. Like what I mentioned a lot just now about the exchange is back workshops. So organizing and hosting and workshops is not part of my expectations lah. So actually, it's quite a roller coaster experience for me. Like start from scratch, I don't know anything about organizing workshops. Luckily, we got Sammy and Jashi to like assist us in organizing it lah. Yeah.
Do you think that it felt
Yeah.
as like a positive curveball to you, or like was it like something that took you by surprise and you didn't really feel good about it, you know?
It's a positive one. It's positive. It's a good experience lah. Like
Okay.
I get to learn new stuffs. Yeah.
That's good. Cheryl gave you the most time. So no, is there anything that you felt out of your expectations today?
I will agree with Zheng Yuan. The exchange is back workshop. I really never expected us to run a workshop by ourselves. I was like, oh, I thought our work is to do some, I don't know, like paperwork and stuff. Then suddenly Sammy was like, oh, hi everyone. We need to do the workshop to promote and educate your students that there's exchange program. So I'm like, huh. There's workshop. I need to organize a workshop. I need to run a workshop. So yeah, it was a like really crazy experience for me. Like every day I was like worrying about. I was like, oh, I need to do the workshop like this. But no worries, it's okay. It was a fun experience because yeah, like we keep on mentioning, we got a lot of help from Sammy and Chachi. So yeah, we are quite chill after that. We managed to run the workshops quite smoothly. Yeah.
That's good. So again, another common denominator with all these answers is that Sammy and Jackie apparently are amazing. So round of applause for them as well, okay guys? So I don't think we have that much time left. So maybe we'll just do one last question for everybody, which we would like to end as a more positive question, you know? So another question for the audience was that what has been your most memorable experience as a local exchange officer so far and why? So yeah, I put Kylie on the spot earlier. Maybe we start with Cheryl this time.
I'm gonna bring up the workshop again.
Okay.
Because since it was the most the scariest, the most unexpected experience, it will become our most memorable experience as well. Because even though it was scary and stuff, but really through preparing for it, you get to learn a lot more. Because for me, I never organize a workshop by myself. I never run through it by myself. But of course, I do get a lot of help also from my friends as well. But yeah, this is a really, really memorable experience for me. Because I get to learn a lot of things, and also get to like sort of improve myself, in terms of my soft skills. So that was really memorable for me. Yeah.
That's good. It's good that you managed to take a lot of positives out of something that was given to you this year. We'll let, maybe I pose a question to Zhengyan next. He looked into the camera like Cheryl stole his answer. So Zhengyan, do you have a memorable experience?
I can say totally agree with Cheryl's. It's about the workshops. So initially we were like actually everything was quite calm, like very peaceful. Then suddenly Sammy just dropped a message like we should organize, like we are going to organize a workshop. And we were like, oh shit. Then but luckily there's the Jiaqi and Sammy to help us out. And other than that memorable experience, uh I can say I guess I didn't expect the clinical exchange programs to be back that soon yet because COVID is still around. And I'm surprised they bring it back this year in our tenure itself. So I'm happy about it and hope the next tenure they could bring us back more of the exchange programs. And yeah, that's all from my side.
Nice. Okay, that's a good answer. Sammy is traumatizing y'all and making y'all happy at the same time. So that's all we're getting from this. So same question to Kylie. What's been your most memorable experience as an LEO this year?
Okay, maybe on a happier note, I think probably this sharing session would be the most memorable experience. And I want to thank Sammy for the opportunity to share my experience. I feel like it's also like a great chance to raise awareness on what we LEOs do, because I don't think many people know about our job scope, and hopefully inspire more people to take up this role in the next tenure and in the future coming years lah. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Good that you tried to end on a positive, but I appreciate that. So I think it's good. Everybody's answers today have been good. I hope that everybody has been able to get something out of this and that all your questions have been answered. If you got anything extra, please do feel free to forward them to us. We will get them answered to you, no problem. Thank you once again to all our speakers. Cheryl, Kylie, Zhengyan, you did an amazing job. So thank you so much. I'll pass it back to Jiaqi.
Thank you, Mr. Daniel, and all my LEOs. I'm really happy that you guys did enjoy it, even though it's a roller coaster experience. But I believe all of us have learned together, not like me and Sammy are their bosses, but we work as a family for quite a long time for these few months. And we are really looking forward for new blood to coming in as our new local exchange officers. You can simply apply by filling in the form that we have sent in the WhatsApp group. So moving on, after this last second coffee talk session of answering your doubts regarding the local exchange officers, to add some excitement to our coffee talk today, we have a lucky draw session as we have mentioned earlier. The eligible winners are those who have liked, shared, and comment on our lucky draw post, and most importantly, present at our Coffee Talk 2.0 X Exchange is Back event today. So to pick the 5 lucky draw winners of today, we will spin the wheel to pick 5 of them. And please unmute yourself to say, I'm here to redeem your prize if your names have been picked from the spin the wheel. So if you fail to do so within 3 times when I've called your name, we will draw again for the second time. So stay tuned as we will announce the lucky draw winners. Good luck to all participants. So for multi-site, are you ready to spin the lucky draw, spin the wheel? So we'll wait a moment for them to display. Yes. Looking at all 145 participants, I wish all of you good luck, and we'll go for the first spin. The first winner will get the enamel pin of MDSA. Let us spin the wheel. Okay. Congratulations to Aisha Hifendi. Aisha Hifendi, you may unmute yourself to say I'm here to redeem your prize. Aisha Hifendi, Are you there?
She replied in the comment, say she's present here.
She replied in the comment, yes, present. Okay, can you unmute yourself to say I'm here? Okay, you are not functioning. Okay, the first prize goes to Aisha Hifendi. Congratulations on winning our enamel pin of MDSA. So the second prize will go to it's also an enamel pin. Congratulations, Chantel underscore XY. Chantel underscore XY, are you there? Calling once?
Hi, I'm here, yeah.
Okay, congratulations on winning our enamel pin of MDSA. Please be patient as we will contact you all shortly after the event. So going on our next lucky draw winner, who will be the next winner of today, you will get an Aqua Peak silver toothbrush from us or a 50 point of privilege membership point. Congratulations to Rashim, our Misha. Misha, are you there?
I'm here.
Congratulations, Misha. You will get an Aqua Peak silver toothbrush or 50 point of privilege member point later, and you may redeem your prize right after the event. Okay, our next lucky draw prize winner is Karina underscore T. Calling once, Karina underscore T. Are you there?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Congratulations, Karina underscore T. You got a 1 box of random color rubber dam or 80 points of privilege membership points from MDSA. Congratulations, and let's go to our last lucky draw winner of today. You will get an Aqua Peak tooth foam or 100 points from MDSA. Who's the last lucky draw winner? Last lucky draw winners go to Suvetra Balane. Calling once, Suvetra Balane, are you there? Please unmute yourself to tell me I'm there if you are there. Calling twice, Suvetra Balane. Okay, we'll have a last call for Suvetra Balane. If she's not responding, we will draw for the second time. Okay, we will draw for the next winner who is present today. Okay, let's spin the wheel. Our last lucky draw winner is Tooth Don't Lie. Oh, this sounds familiar. I believe this is Kylie. Tooth Don't Lie, are you there?
I'm here.
Congratulations to our speaker, local exchange officers, Kylie. This is your reward as a local exchange officer.
Thank you.
Congratulations for getting an Aquatic tooth form or 100 points from privilege membership points from MDSA. Congratulations to all the 5 lucky draw winners of today. Okay, as we are near the end of our event today, we encourage you all to capture this memorable moment by turning on your cameras for a group photography session. You may turn on your camera and change your background to our designated background, which we have sent in a WhatsApp earlier. We will give 5 minutes until 10 p.m. to take a group photo. Right, thank you everyone for joining us today. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the very end of our Coffee Talk 2.0 X Exchange is back of today. On behalf of MDSA, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to all our speakers and local exchange officers committee who are involved in planning and helping out throughout this event, and also to all our 140 participants who are present today. I appreciate that you have spend your Friday night on a coffee talk with us. And thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for tuning in with us today and have a great weekend. And if you have not filled in the feedback form, please do so in the feedback form which is listed in the WhatsApp group. And once again, thank you everyone for making this event a success today. And I hope you have a really great weekend after this coffee talk. Thank you and bye.